Welcome to Everyday Martial Artist, a weekly podcast where you'll join me, Brian Doucette, as I interview a different martial artist each episode and hear their story. Some guests you may have heard of, and some you probably haven't. Be sure to subscribe where all your favorite podcasts are available. Also visit our website at everydaymartialartist.com. If you're listening for a specific interview, I sure hope you'll stay and check out the other episodes. A very special thank you to Topher Williams for our custom theme music. And now, the newest episode of Everyday Martial Artist. Everyday Martial Artist is brought to you by KOOnline.com for all your martial arts needs. Sparring and safety gear, rank belts, uniforms, weapons, patches, and more. Wholesale supplies made by martial artists for martial artists. Visit us today at ko-online.com. Hello and welcome to Everyday Martial Artist. I'm your host, Brian Doucette, and as we do every week, we're joined by a brand new guest talking about their life and their journey throughout the world of martial arts. My guest today was born in China with a father who also studied martial arts. He's trained with some of the best martial artists in the world, like Master Wen Mei Yu, Grandmaster Share K, James Lee, and former guest of the show, Grandmaster Al Dacascos. In the early 70s, he became known as the King of Kata, where he won over 100 world titles between 1970 and 74 and went undefeated in forms and weapons competitions. He's a recipient of the Armed Forces Appreciation Award, taught movie action at UCLA. He's an actor and fight choreographer in over 80 movies and TV productions, including such hits like Mod Squad, Good Guys Wear Black, Greatest American Hero, Airwolf, and one of my favorites, Big Trouble in Little China, and so many more. He produced and starred in the feature motion picture The Master Demon, and some other hobbies other than martial arts include acrobatics, swimming, horseback riding, and singing. Please welcome my guest today, Mr. Eric Lee. How are you doing today, sir?
Oh, I don't know. I'll let you know in a few years.
Well, that's good. Well, I truly appreciate your time, sir. I'm really looking forward to this. I'm excited to talk to you.
You're welcome. You're welcome so much.
What I like to do with my guests is, I know I mentioned that your father was a martial artist. I'm wondering, what's your earliest memory of martial arts? I'm assuming he probably had you doing stuff at a very young age, but kind of what started it off for you?
A lot. As you know, when we live our life, we are the producer, the director, the actor. Your whole life is like a movie.
Yep.
And then, so as far as I can go back, all the way, I was born in China, and my father happened to be a martial artist too. So I've been doing martial arts 60 years,
oh, wow.
But really short. So I'm now 78 years old. So I'm not even reached my middle age yet. There should be 80 to 100. That's middle age.
Okay.
So I don't believe in age anyway, and neither retire or this stuff. So anyway, does it answer your question?
Yeah. So, well then, obviously, as I said, your father being involved in it, it was a part of your life. When you got to the age where you could make your own decision, what made you want to keep doing it?
It's a way of life. When you finish one thing, you go to another. Like I did competition in 60s and 70s. Mm-hmm. My last competition was 1973. I do have a young spirit as far as I'm concerned. I just finished 10 laps on swimming.
Wow.
And then what motivated me for keep going? I don't believe in finish line in life. So I just keep on going and unveil everything I didn't know. We are always going to be a student, even though when we're teaching ourselves actually. Mm-hmm. So we always be a student, even though you are grandmaster, master, or whatever. And it's just a title. It doesn't really, in reality, you and I know that we are student of everything we don't know.
Yes. What was that first style you were learning? What was the style that your dad did?
When I studied with more than 16 instructors so far. And then the first style I learned was traditional Shaolin style. And I did study Tai Chi. And you mentioned somebody, Wen Mei Yu. I did study with her from Tai Chi and then Yang style, Wu style. But in reality, and that's Shaolin. And I believe that's the more Yin style than Yang style.
Okay.
And so that's my first style is traditional Chinese style Shaolin, but I did a lot more than that since then.
Okay. And did you get involved in the competition when you were in China, or did that not happen until you got to the U.S.?
No, I started competition in California.
Okay.
Okay. And then I was a new guy in the block. But I did start in California first, and I did seminar and demonstration throughout the world, all over the place. And I'm still doing that. They invite me to England, to Mexico, which I've been, Europe, and I've been Thailand and Hawaii, many places, Japan, everywhere.
That's
I
cool.
did movies and things like that.
Yeah. So do you remember your very first tournament you ever competed in?
Yes, I do. Well, actually, it was a long time ago, late 60s.
Okay.
And then the guy, I will not mention his name. Unfortunately, he died.
Oh.
And then I did form fighting and weapon. I took the 6 trophy on one day. I cleaned up the place.
Wow.
And then what happened? He was dominating the whole country. He was number 1 for a while. And then he was very, very good, except the only reason I can beat him that time because I'm new block. They don't want him to lose, like a lot of top athletes. They don't want to lose. I have more endurance. So fighting is just a point fighting in those days. So that's not a real complete fighting. So form and weapon, and I have a lot of endurance. I still do. And then I beat him because he ran out of gas. And that's how I beat him. 6 times I competed with him. Same guy in same tournament. 5 times he's okay. In 6 times he ran out of gas. And I still have a lot of energy to go. That's how I beat him. And since then, everything was a lot easier because I have a lot of confidence.
That's cool. So that during that streak, when you won those 100 titles and went undefeated in forms and weapons, were you also doing fighting at the time or just forms and weapons?
I did. I was born in China. I live in Hong Kong and then I live in Oakland, California. And as you know, my main thing is self-defense, but I was good at form. And I was known for that. I was known for that. And then the sports writer wrote me as a king of kata. Actually, that was not my main thing. Main reason I study martial art. The main thing is I want to be able to self-defense because I live in Oakland. As you know, Oakland, California. I did live in Oakland, California. Is headquarters of the Black Panther and then Hell's Angel.
Oh, wow.
So and there's a lot of crime there in Oakland. I left Oakland 1976, and the last competition was 1973.
Okay.
And then I was known for my form. I stuck to it, and they gave me the title called King of Kata. By the way, has nothing to do with Jimmy Carter.
Nice. Okay. So do you remember the first time you were featured in one of the martial arts magazines and kind of, what went through your mind when that happened? How did you feel?
Well, before I got on the first magazine, I've been on almost 50 magazine covers. Mm-hmm. My first cover magazine was Black Belt. I have to do somebody named Sam Arrett. He's still here. He lives in Mexico. And I compete that time. Bill Wallace and Chuck Norris were there. And Howard Jackson. We traveled a lot together in those days. And then when I first compete, this guy said, "You're going to be on the cover of the magazine." I said, "Cover magazine?" I said, "Yeah, one of them." And then shortly after that, I was on a cover magazine. When I first did the cover magazine, I was doing a strobe light. I had to do like almost 300 kicks, to get one picture. That was my first Black Belt magazine cover.
Wow.
Way back.
Nice. So was that something that were you the type of person that when that happened, do you brag about it to your friends or did you not tell anybody?
No, I'm kind of I don't know. I don't think about those things. I just move on next competition.
Okay. Nice.
And then I don't, now that I'm more I do have a degree in Reiki, master degree. I study.
Wow.
I'm not a doctor, but I study pressure point acupuncture, and I study herb because I live in herb shop for 12 years.
Oh, wow.
And in Hong Kong, my father, matter of fact, Queen Elizabeth II, she was doing the parade in Hong Kong because Hong Kong was leased from China for 99 years. I happened to be there, and she was in a parade right in front of a herb shop. And then she was in a convertible waving. She was only in the early 30s.
Wow.
That's way back. So martial art is nothing new. It's a culture thing. I remember when I was 2 years old, I seen my father working out. I wasn't studying yet when I was 2 years old. That's my grandmother took me to Chinese opera. They have opera kung fu, and I saw a lot of the kung fu movie. Matter of fact, I can tell you a story.
Yeah.
About 1986, this person named Lam Gao, he was the first action movie star, black and white picture in 1950. He was in the dirt floor fighting on the edge of the brick. And then the brick, they had those days, the camera black and white, and they were big and heavy. you don't move the camera like today, so light, and you can use a cell phone to film something.
Yep.
But those days you can't. So there's a camera on the third floor. There's one on the ground, and the brick broke. So he fell from the third floor, and guess what? Everybody think we got hurt. No, his basic was so strong. I met him in person.
Wow.
He landed on a horse stance. And then in China, they don't call horse stance. They call taking a shit stand. That's what they do. Two boards, and that's how they do. That's why this old man and old lady, they are strong leg because they squat when they do that every single day. So they got really strong leg.
That's awesome.
Because in old days, you have to do your own stunts.
Mm-hmm.
And then because some people try to do the same thing he did, they die and they got hurt. So that's why they invented the stunt double.
Okay.
Yeah. Mark De Los Santos, he doubled for Sylvester Stallone. I did Rambo with him before. Mm-hmm. And I sang Happy Birthday with Arnold Schwarzenegger with Cindy Rojas many years ago. So I met them both, and even Jackie Chan and all the stuff. And then so I'm kind of learning to live better, and I'm actually enjoying life now for everything I do because I've done so many things. I know so many people, more than 20,000 people on my address book, and 99% of them are not on internet or Facebook.
Oh wow!
So my social networking is very big. So I'm very happy to know that many people. But out of those people, maybe 50 of them are real close. Maybe 25 of them are real close. Many of them are really my truly protector. In case anything happen, they are protecting me, including lawyer and street fighter, martial artist, and all that. So, but I don't need that so far because I'm trying to bring out the best out of people. That's my intent.
Okay.
I have a book called The Journey of an Artist. I don't know. Have you ever read it yet?
I haven't read it yet. I ordered it. I haven't read it yet.
You can go to Amazon. It's on Facebook. Mm-hmm. No, it's not. Amazon published it, and it's on Walmart, and also bought a bookstore. And actually, we have a script. We like to make that film out of it. And I have what I call something coming up, and I wrote down. I like comedy, and I know that's my favorite thing to do. But most film I've been in, I don't have a choice. I just do what they say.
How did that? You mentioned the films and TV shows, and so how did that start? How did you end up making movies and TV shows?
Well, when I was in competition after 73, actually, the movie thing is because there's no movie making in Oakland, California. So I have to come to LA for demonstration and then for seminar because I have to make a living. As you know, martial arts. As a young person, I was only in my early 20s when I stopped, and then, I came to LA for that reason. So that's how I got started. And then Rick Alamini, he was a stunt coordinator. Sam Peckinpah was director for a movie called Killer Elite with James Caan. Unfortunately, they both not here anymore. That's why I met Lot. That's my first movie, actually. Okay. And I did several movies like Weapons of Death, Ninja Buster. You probably never heard of it. Master Demon, all the things. And then I have somebody going to release that as a new picture, a new poster, a new title. And that was a long time ago. And I don't look the same because that was so many years ago.
Yeah.
But I do have a young spirit. I don't believe in basically a warrior. I don't believe in, you just enjoy life.
Yeah.
Enjoy what you do and share with other people, light them up if they can. If you can, try to be a good role model.
Nice. Well, you mentioned that you like comedy. I saw you were on the series In Living Color back in the 90s.
Maybe I did so many things sometimes. No, I do like comedy. Even Clint Eastwood, he said, you got to keep light because everybody's so serious, and then with the world going on. But even though you live in 1400, 1500, 16, 1700, and everybody, let's face it, most people right now are trying to make a living. It's hard for a lot of people because economy is not so good, So I understand that I've been very lucky in my way, and I can do the things I would like to do right now because I don't have huge expense. So I keep it simple, even though Elon Musk, and he lived in a house at $50,000. And then let's say Warren Buffett, he was driving 1976 old car.
Yep.
So it doesn't really matter. We don't need to show off to anybody that what you have. Your mind and your life is more important. So I keep it simple.
Okay. And I read somewhere that you also enjoy singing, correct?
Yes, I do. I record more than 40 songs already.
Wow.
In fact, all the songs I recorded is already on Billboard #1 and #2.
Really?
And I love singing because it's part of the voice, qigong, breathing, swimming, and walking. They are good for you. And then main thing is I like to keep my mind sharp by being creative. Some of my student directors and writers like Art Commercial, Bill Duke, I don't know, he's in the old movie called Car Wash.
Oh, yeah.
And he was the lead guy in that. And he was my first LA student. My first student was in Oakland. Her name is Maria. And then two girls trying to rap her. And I was teaching in Oakland, Chinatown. Across street was Wong Jackman, the same guy who Bruce Lee fought.
Yep.
And he's a normal guy. He's a nice guy, actually. And I don't have any problem with anybody, actually, basically. So my first student, I only teach fighting. I didn't teach form. I didn't teach weapon. Her name is Maria. And two people trying to rob her she holding two grocery bags. And then she knocked out both of them. She's only 16 years old. Now she's 65.
Wow. That's kind of cool.
That's the real thing. And I was very proud of her because when you teach self-defense, you don't want your student to beat up, and she didn't get beat up. She knocked out the other people, two of them, both at the same time.
That's cool.
That's the real thing,
yes.
Not movie. As you know, movie is just drama, and it's a pretender. So a good actor, a pretender. Some of them are successful. Some of them are trying to be successful.
Okay.
That's the real thing.
When you were competing with weapons, what was your favorite weapon to compete with?
People ask me nowadays, what's your favorite weapon? Just like you do, I say, rocket launcher with a guided GPS system. That would be my perfect weapon. But my traditional weapon would be like swords, whip chain, three-sectional staff. The traditional weapon, as you know, the sword basically is like today's M16. But in the old days, there's no guns. Weapons or the martial arts, they keep it mystery because that's a family treasure. That's why they, in the old days, were more secretive than today.
See, I was never good with three-sectional staff. I've tried and I just...
Oh, you can. You just wear your hot hat.
Yeah. I can do bow staff. I can do nunchuck. I can't three-sectional staff. I've never done well with.
Well, three-sectional staff was a staff, and they were fighting. Somebody broke into three pieces. So they put a link between, and they become three-sectional staff. When they cut off one section, they become nunchucks. When they shorten, they become a small nunchuck. Yep. That's all.
I'll have to try it again. I haven't tried that in many years. The last time I tried it, it did not go well.
It's a lot of fun to play around with it. It is an art.
Yeah. My favorite weapon's tonfa. That's always been the one I've had the most fun with. I like tonfa.
Yeah, the police department, they use that a lot, tonfa.
Yeah.
They use it against swords and things like that. I like all the weapons, and there's only 4 different categories.
Okay.
The throwing weapon, the flexible weapon, the short weapon, and long weapon. That's all. If you know all of them, and you can branch out for using anything can be a weapon.
That is true.
Yeah, I did that when I did a lot of weapons. One story, have you ever seen a movie called The Bird? The Bird. Alfred Hitchcock.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. The Bird. Yeah, classic.
They were a movie, but when I first learned the double sword in 1966, and then I saw a little bird fell off from the tree. So I always like bird, and I put it in my pocket. All of a sudden, the whole sky full of blackbird and tried to attack me. And then I see nothing but all dark, because I was bleeding left and right. And at that time, I have 1955 Chevy with a door and window open and everything. I got into the car, and my adrenaline was really high. And I didn't know how to use that weapon that good, but so never mess around with blackbirds again.
Wow.
But mine was a real thing. But I saw the crow just the other day. A friend of mine invited a lot of people. The crow, originally by Brandon Lee,
Yep.
Bruce Lee's son,
Love
and later
that.
on Mark Dacascos.
Yep.
I know Mark pretty well. I'm his like uncle, so to speak. I know him. I used to babysit him when he was younger.
Okay.
Now he's 60 years old. And but it's okay. And then he's still, to me, he's still young because I remember when he was 6 years old, 5 years old. That's how long ago.
Wow.
He was Al Dacascos' son, as you know that.
Yep. Oh, yeah. I'm going to be interviewing Mark in a few months. And I actually interviewed Karen Shepard, his other babysitter.
Yeah, Karen, she'll be a good one. And she said I was her motivator for her to train hard. And her basically instructor was Malia Dacascos.
Mm-hmm.
Dacascos is not Mark's she's a stepmother, and she's not the real blood related. Mark Dacascos' mom was Dolly. Her name, I met her when I trained with Sifu Al when he was 20 some years old. Now he's 83.
Yeah.
That's a long time ago.
Yeah, it is.
But I still honor him as one of my instructors, have great influence in my days. And all style have something to offer. And then we have to go beyond the movement. To me, all style is just a movement to me. I know that it's important for a lot of people, their own title. Let's face it. If you and I hit by 18-wheeler, the 18-wheeler is the real world champion.
That's true.
So all these things, but some people say we're humble because let's face it, we don't know everything on earth. There's too much to learn, too much fun to explore and discover.
Mm-hmm.
That's the idea. So I think if you learn how to hit, you have to learn how to heal. And that's one of my things right now because I'm 78 years old. I want to live longer. Good thing I'm not sick. I'm pretty healthy. And so I encourage everybody to do the same thing, as you know. But in the show business, in any business, your number one thing to me is your health is your wealth. Your network, if you're into your network business, your business is your net worth. And then, as you know, and you have to let the people, if you're interested, you have to let the people know what you do. And if you don't, that's okay too. It all depends on what you do. Some people prefer to be real private. Some people want to let everybody know that's what they're trying to do. That's what they try to sell. That's what they try to promote.
Yep, exactly. So you mentioned your students and teaching. So what led you down the teaching path? What made you want to teach martial arts?
Well, I like to share.
Okay.
I like to share with what I know to the people. Of course, like I said before, we share what we know. At the beginning, we didn't know that we're learning while we're teaching. And then when you make a mistake, your student going to make a mistake, whether from your body language, your words, your wisdom, or if you messed up, they're going to mess up too.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what leads me to teaching because I like to share. Basically, let's put it this way. Before you and me, we were in the dark, okay? And then, so somebody shined the light on us. So we got the light, wisdom, or motivation, whatever you call, and then we can do the same thing and share the light and share the torch to somebody who want to do the same thing you do, and we enlighten them. If you can, when they got the light or shine, they can shine on light on somebody else. It goes on forever like this, and that's how it's involved with thousands of years.
I like that. That's a good way to put it.
Yeah, and again, as you know, in anything in life, a turtle never goes anywhere unless he sticks his neck out. You have to take action, and there's a price to pay. Sometimes you fail, but to me, even fail is still success because at least you know it's failed, it's not working. So to me, it's still success.
That's true. Think back to when you first started teaching to now. You still travel, you still do seminars. What do you think has changed about your teaching style over all those years?
Well, simplify. You simplify what your movement is, get to the point, and I'm not putting anybody down, But if you learn a system, you're learning the system, you follow the purity of the system, okay? But if you see a lot, everybody that I learned from the beginning, they say, my system is the best. You don't need to go further. And I believe them. But after so many years, and to them, like Henry Ford say, if you think you're right, you're right. If you think you're wrong, you're also right.
Nice.
So this is 21st century. I have to keep, especially in America, you have to really be open-minded. And that's how we learn. Forget about what you learn. Just knowledge, start with what you know, going to what you don't know. So we don't know a lot of things. We can share what we know, but what we know might not be the truth. It could be something that hidden there, that the truth might be hidden underneath. So you constantly dig in until you find the truth.
Nice. Okay.
So get to the point. Now, when I was younger, okay, I believe everything they say, and it's true that I believe everything they say. What they say might be true to them, but after a while, you just go further. My friend Danny Santo, and he is almost 90 years old. He is a fantastic teacher and a fantastic student of. In his screaming along, he got a lot of teacher, maybe 25 or more, but he doesn't think he knows everything. We should not know we know everything. We only know what we know. That's all is to it. Mm-hmm. So he continue to share, continue to learn. And that's why we should be in all our life. And no matter what it is, more than just martial art. If you want to know about business, you listen to people that knows about this area. If you want to play pickleball, you want to do certain things, and you just go with somebody that is expert in that area, because we only know what we know. That's all. We don't know everything.
Nice. So if someone were to go to one of your seminars, like what type of stuff can they expect to see at one of your seminars nowadays?
Well, have you ever heard of Mark Del Santo?
Yes.
Okay, him and I are going to do a seminar on movie stunt fighting. I was a teacher at UCLA for movie stunt fighting. And then, as you know, he done lots of picture. He doubled for Sylvester Stallone, and my other people like double for Jackie Chan. So and then Andy Lau, and so he's in the Jackie Chan stunt team. I got all this expert in the area, so they're going to show the reel. We're going to do that probably in November at the Van Nuys, California House of Champions.
Nice.
By the way, where do you live?
Minnesota.
Oh, far away.
Yes, far away.
So this coming Friday, Saturday, and Sunday in Pasadena Convention Center on Friday night, the 30th, I'm inviting more than 1,000 of my friends to show up. I'm personally going to do a demonstration and sing some song. I have somebody named Chester Whitmore. If you look at the internet, he's well-known tap dancer. He was one of the choreographer for Michael Jackson.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, me and Michael Jackson did some video together, but they never show it. It was by a well-known director. His name is Francis Ford Coppola.
Okay, yeah, definitely. Wow.
He directed Godfather, but we did that before the Godfather. It was for Disney, but we don't have the right for that video because we cannot even show it to anybody, even if you have it. And so that's then I'm more behind the camera kind of person, but I can be in front. And I used to be a promote a lot of tournaments. And one of the big one we got was 14,000 people show up. My partner was Sid Campbell in Oakland Coliseum.
Wow.
But it was a long time ago. I do have a lot of experience in that area, but I'm not going to do that anymore because too much work. I just want to go to other people event and some of my own event. I'm actually composing some music and directing some episode.
Okay. I met you at a tournament I don't remember which one. I think it was either the Diamond Nationals in Minnesota or the Internationals in Long Beach. One of those ones I was there.
Not the International. Yeah. I don't think I compete at Minnesota.
Well, you wouldn't have been competing. I think you were there either promoting or doing, maybe you had students there, but I don't think you were competing because this would have been in the 80s or 90s.
Yeah, Mr. Ed Parker was a very good friend of mine. Unfortunately, he died, and that's 64 and 67. Bruce Lee did a demonstration because that tournament, Bruce Lee he got to do the what they call Green Hornet, and then later on into the Dragon. Unfortunately, he died July 20th, 1973, and then in that same tournament, Chun Ree was the one who produced it. And then he was a promoter. And then Mike Stone, I know Mike pretty well. And Mike Stone was with Priscilla Presley. But this is not the first time I met Priscilla. I met her the first time with Chuck Norris. Bob Wall is a very good friend of mine. He died, unfortunately. Mm-hmm. And then it was in Honolulu Convention Center, 1974. And that's when I met a lot of the Taki Kamura is also a good friend of mine. He died. Yep. And then the first few of the Bruce Lee students, and they all friends of mine. Unfortunately, most of them not here anymore. And I've been lucky to meet them, and so fortunate. And I know Bruce Lee mom, Robert Lee, and we used to have dinner with Bruce Lee mom, but Shannon and Brandon was a little baby and, too young to remember. But it's all good. And my whole life is like a movie, and all the experience we got. And everybody have their own movie anyway. Everybody is their own director, own producer, own writer, and they make decision what they want to do in their life. I do.
Yeah, definitely. You mentioned some of Bruce Lee's first students. I got to interview James DeMille before he passed away.
Yes, James, I met him too. James DeMille is the first black person, was Bruce Lee's student. And then some of the early one, Ted Wong, I know those people. And Ted Wong is gone too. And then Taki Kamura is not here anymore. And then James Lee, I trained with him actually. 69, 68, I trained with him in Monticello and in Oakland, California. I was in Oakland, California. He died also a long time ago, way back.
Yeah. So what are your thoughts on something like MMA and the UFC type fights? Is that something you're a fan of?
Well, I saw the MMA the other day. I was a guest over there, and then it changes, ninja and kung fu, karate, full contact. And Benny Kiedis and I travel a lot. We do comedy, we do slow motion, and Wallace and George Chung and Cynthia Rothfard, all these people, we went. When you mentioned MMA, it's some people I know, like Sam Rock, I know people, and Horace Gracie, and all these people. And Dan White, I never met him in person. He know who I am. I know who he is. Definitely everybody know Dan White. Yeah. And then, so what I do think, I think is it's changed different. But the real fight, most people train martial art. Unless you get into a real fight, you will know what it is to be hit by. If I hit by 2x4, I go down on the floor. What style is that? I call Home Depot.
Nice.
Is so what I think of MMA, I think is first of all, the people, they got paid more than before. Yes. And they got more exposure because television is because the UFC. There are people they do understand the reality versus the ego.
Right.
Okay. Some people are very humble, but sometimes the people, I was invited to an event, full contact kind of thing in Las Vegas. First one I went, and second time he invited me again, and he said, "I'm sorry, we have to cancel an event because the person supposed the main event, he got killed. He flipped somebody off, and they followed him home and shot him."
Oh wow!
So that's the ego, and he should not flip somebody off. Yeah. Sometimes the people are so high on what they do, and they say, "Oh, I can fight, I can do this and that." So sometimes they carry away by what they think. And on a street level, people don't know who he is, and they don't care who he is. They just, if you spit somebody off, they get pissed off, they're gonna hurt you.
That is true.
That's what happened. So we have to watch ourselves. I've seen a lot of changes when they first come out with Judy Kwan, Don and Ron and all these people. And I remember when, all these full contact fights started, and then later on MMA. And then it's the The bottom line is you have to ground yourself.
Yes.
Know that we are human beings, so-called, but certain people need security. So the title that they earn that represent who they are, but in reality, and we are everything. We can be everything. We should be able to ground ourselves yin and yang in the middle, neither too yang or too yin.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I understand the show business very well because I've been in it since 1976, in front of the camera as well behind the camera. So it doesn't matter.
That's good.
There are a lot of doctor, a lawyer, I know, and a lot of actors, writer, producers, and everybody's different. I don't want to say bad thing about anybody because it's go back on me. I'm trying to be a nice guy and try to be a good role model for some people. I can learn something from everybody, no matter who they are. They can learn something from everybody can learn something from everybody.
Yes,
in reality.
Agreed.
I hope all these dialogues will answer some of your questions.
Oh, definitely. So do you have a favorite martial arts philosophy?
Yes, I do. Okay. Remember, I'm not going to mention him, two very, very famous Asian actor. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. They, remember, we still a human being. Love, health, sharing, and caring is basic for everybody. Your family. But these days, a lot of people try, especially come to business. My grandmother told me one thing I want to share with you.
Okay.
Or share with your listener. The closer they are, the harder they bite.
Nice.
And that remains to be true, especially most people, not everybody, most people, if there's no benefit, they will not come. A clenched fist cannot shake hand. So when I ask somebody for lunch, I pay the bill. If I don't have money, I don't ask. That's what I do.
Okay.
So nowadays, when you're 18 years old, you're on your own. When you're 65, you receive the Social Security. And then in the old days, when I was born, we respect, even now, I respect the people who have wise and wisdom. We can learn from them. And again, technology, the young people knows a lot. Even 10 years old, 11 years old might know somebody know a lot more than people that is 90 years old because they never touch a computer.
Mm-hmm.
They never touch the electronic yellow page, internet.
Yep.
So we can learn from everybody. So, we cannot be fixed. If change, we have to adopt the change, flow with the change, and even though in real thing, even though you're on a diet, you can still read the manual.
Yep.
Keep that open mind. So all these people, and I just went to a thing yesterday called Questionnaire. The girl is 15 years old. They have it's like a wedding, and Clint Howard is a good friend of mine, and he's Ron Howard's brother.
Mm-hmm.
And Kat, she trained with Benny the Jet Ikitis. And then I went to the thing. It's my first ever been. Before that, I went to another screening with Cynthia was in it, and another Russian girl. And I went to the museum. Hank Garrett, they honor him at the Martial Art History Museum. The same day, a day before, I was at the MMA fight, and I was a guest at Sheraton Hotel. I went there, and so there's 4 different things on one weekend. It's a whole lot. Now I'm just recovering.
Yeah. Busy weekend. That's cool, though.
Yeah, it's fun. The things are coming up. We are going to, I cannot tell you the title, what we're going to do yet, and the content, because until I sign the people to be involved. And then, but for sure, in next couple months, House of Champion in Van Nuys, California, Mark De Los Santos and I going to do a film stunt fighting. And also we have certain, the name personnel in the movie business to show up according to the availability.
Okay. Nice.
But this coming Friday is the International Karate Championship used to run by Ed Parker.
Yep.
That's going to be in Pasadena Convention Center. So inviting a lot of my friends to come and meet and greet. And then also nighttime, a day after, they're going to have the Hall of Fame, Steve Cooper. They're going to honor certain people, Rafat Wallace, Speedman, Jeff Speedman,
yep.
Tadashi Mashita, and a couple other ones. And I'm going to give everybody a lei, L-E-I, lei.
Okay, nice.
And also a plaque for Steve Cooper, because I'm trying to give back something. And these people earn what they do, and they really put their heart and soul into what they do, like me and many other people.
Definitely. Busy.
Yeah, that's it.
You're staying busy. That's good.
No, that keep me young.
That's true.
Yeah, I do. Actually, I'm no busy than everybody else, and they have 24 hours a day, and depending on what you want to do with your time, that's all.
Yeah.
If you have $100 million home, you're gonna be too busy. Unless you have $100 million, and not too many people have $100 million, you'll be too busy just to earn the money to pay for the mortgage or take care of your family. That's all.
That is true. All right, I got a few fun questions that we use to wrap up the interview.
Go ahead.
Now, this one, it doesn't have to be 4 names. I've had people give as few as 2 names and as many as like 7 or 8. But who are 3 or 4 names you would put on your personal Mount Rushmore of martial arts?
Well, in film business, the most friendliest guy that I met is, I would say, Jackie Chan. The second would be Chuck Norris.
Okay.
Okay. And in the martial artists, there's so many of them are not known. As you know, you got your family, you got your close friend, and then you got your friends, which is, so some of the people, you might not know them, but they are my protector. They will do anything. They're your true friend. They have no ulterior motive, but to care for you.
Yes.
And if you want me to name the known people, that is a nice guy, would be Benny Kiddis, Don Wilson, and then a lot of promoter you probably know, and some of them like Alan Goldberg, Steve Cooper, and some of the people I know personally very well is like Bob Wall and Leo Fong, and then quite a few people like some of this. I stopped teaching about 20 years ago. I did China tour, but I'm more involved with creativity, business, and and freedom for me to express what I do, like music, like comedy, or anything. So I truly believe this is something I like to do. And I don't use the word bucket list because nobody knows how long we live here, but I don't care. It doesn't matter. You just do what you do now. And so I just stay in a positive side instead of negative side. I don't give power to anything negative.
That's good.
We have a choice.
Yeah, that's a good outlook.
Yeah, and so some of the people that I'd say Jackie Chan, Don Wilson, the martial art people that are close to me is good. And then, of course, Cindy here, my girlfriend, Cindy Dawu. And I know a lot of Cindy, like 4 or 5 of them. They're all Cindy. Cindy this, Cindy that.
Nice.
I have a dog, and my dog is going to do the world first tap dancer.
Nice.
This coming Friday. And she doesn't know how to do it, but we put the little boot in her. She tried to get them out and end up very funny. And she like doing tap dancing. I'm going to have Chester Whitmore to be the teacher. And he would say, this is my best student. And she is also my worst student. And matter of fact, she is my only student.
That's cool.
So that's fun. And, okay, I do have a lot of jokes to tell, and I'm very good with that, and I like it. And people laugh, they laugh at me, they laugh at joke. It doesn't really matter, as long as they laugh. Laughing is one of the best things for your well-being, actually.
I agree. Yes. All right. Do you have obviously you can't pick your own, but do you have a favorite martial arts book other than your own?
All of them are good. I have a big collection of books. I read a lot. I'm an avid reader.
Okay.
I read Dolly Parton, her philosophy. She recorded a lot of songs, like she wrote about 3,000 songs.
Yep.
And then Obama, Michelle, I read her biography. And then I'm reading a guy named John Terry, and I don't know, you know him?
Yep.
I went to his, he gave me the Hall of Fame I got over 100 Hall of Fame. I don't turn it down because they will be insulted if I do.
Yep. He's been on the show. He was on my show last year.
Oh, John Terry. Nice guy.
Very nice guy. Yes.
Yeah, he's a pastor and he's a motivation speaker.
Yep.
He's pretty balanced, I think.
Yeah. Okay. How about a favorite martial arts TV show?
I would say that had the most in the TV show. Some of the kung fu movie in the old days, the dubbing was so bad it become funny, and they all funny. And for the modern, I would say that not TV but movie.
Okay.
Into the Dragon motivate a lot of people.
Yes, it did.
Yeah, and Bruce Lee, unfortunately, he died July 20th, 1973. He's only 32 years old, but he sure kicked a lot of door open. He actually never seen a movie before he opened.
That's sad. That's really sad. For the 50th anniversary last year, they released it in the theaters, and I got to see it on the big screen for the first time last year.
Really?
Yeah, I own the DVD, but I had never seen it in the movie theaters. The first time I saw it in the movie theater was last year. It was so much fun.
So how you like to be interviewed so many people?
I love it. I've been interviewing people for a long time because I started in radio when I was 15.
Oh, may I ask you how old are you now?
I just turned 50 this year.
Oh, congratulations. You got 30 more years to go before you reach your middle age.
I hope so. Hopefully I'll still be doing this in 30 years because I love doing this. I love talking to other martial artists. I love hearing their stories. I've been very lucky. I've got to talk to a lot of the people you've mentioned. I mean, I've had Don Wilson has been on the show, and Bill Wallace has been on the show. Benny the Jet has been on the show. So
people.
Yep. Before when I worked in radio, I've interviewed like some singers before and stuff, and I've interviewed some comedians, but to blend two things that I really love doing with radio and martial arts, and to talk to all these people, it's been a dream come true. Obviously there's still people that I haven't talked to yet that I still hope to, and I'm still scheduling interviews, but I've been very lucky. Most people have said yes when I've asked them. So it's been very fun.
Yeah, I think I am too. I've been lucky. I've been doing what I love to do, and we have a choice and going to all these events, and it's fun. It's a lot of fun. I do understand the show business. I do understand. I love the music. Also, I compose music actually,
Nice.
And then I like that a lot. And I have my whole recording studio at home. And then I have a gym, but where I live, it's a clubhouse here. They have all the swimming pool, jacuzzi, all kinds of things. And then we have a clubhouse here, and then we can use anytime we want. And actually, maybe you can mention, I'm staying very busy, and most people cannot do that many things because they have to work, a lot. And so I've been very fortunate. Eric Lee on YouTube. That's one of the things I got. Eric Lee on YouTube. It's called Grandmaster Eric Lee. That's the title. Grandmaster Eric Lee YouTube. And the other one is ericlee.com. We have a lot more things coming. I'll be traveling to Trinidad coming soon. I don't want to mention name here. There's a whole lot of people who's going to go. Okay. And then so a lot more to it, a lot more things going, never stop doing things. And it's fun. I will put a link to your YouTube and to your website when the show comes out so people can go to it. Yeah, my book, The Journey of an Artist, if you have time to read it. Oh, yeah, I'll be reading it. But read it all the way from page 1 to the last page, because my friend I gave him that book actually, and then he said, that's my Bible, that's my vitamin. I only read 1 page a day. And I said, you better read the whole thing, because by the time you finish, 200, 300 pages, I might lose all my teeth. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's definitely one I'm looking forward to. I don't get to read as much as I used to since I started doing the podcast, because that keeps me pretty busy, but I definitely still like to read. So I will definitely be reading it soon. One more fun question to ask you, especially since you're involved in music and you like singing. Let's say you were going to go into the MMA cage and you were going to fight. What song would be playing as you're walking into the cage? Music, but the MMA fight, they use the latest rap song.
Yeah.
The latest one, because most of the people see the MMA is young people. And if I use my song, the song I recorded is a classic, and some old one like My Way or Unchained Melody and things like that. And it's too old for them, But the young generation, they have their own music. They do rap and other, and the latest one.
Mm-hmm.
So anything that motivate, if I have to do it, I probably won't. I would never promote, things. Is not my thing right now.
Right.
I'd rather do something that is fun, for people.
Yeah, definitely.
So I don't have I can't even think about it. I cannot give you the answer at this time.
That's okay. I used to judge MMA fights like over 10 years ago. And one time a fighter walked into a Johnny Cash song. I thought that was kind of cool.
I see.
Yeah, it was definitely was different than everybody else.
Yeah, we have to take action to our gym. So many people just talk and no action. And then, so I think the important thing is you must move and do action that is going to cost. You may succeed, you might not, and at least you try. The one who failed is the one never tried. You know why they call WD-40? I think my way of interpretation is they fail. If you stop in 39 times, you will never reach that goal.
Nice.
40, WD-40.
That's good. Nice. Well, sir, I have to say thank you. This has been such an honor and such a blast hearing your story. And I can't wait to read the book. And like I said, I will put a link for your website, for your book, for your YouTube channel, and everything else you have coming out and promote it. But I'm so, so excited for people to hear your story. And I really enjoyed this.
I hope this will be good for some people to hear. It's just my side of the story. I'm sure everybody got a story to tell.
Yeah, but it's good when they get to tell it themselves. A lot of people hear it from other people, so it's good when you get to hear someone tell their own story. I think that makes it a little more meaningful.
Yes. Thanks for you doing good for a lot of people. I'm sure a lot of people really, in the past, you've been doing this since you were 15 and you're 50. That's a long time. That's good.
Yeah. Like I said, I started in radio when I was 15. I think I did my first radio interview when I was 18 or 19, and then I've been doing.
Do you have a website? We may look it up.
Yep. Yeah. I can send you the link. It's just everydaymartialartist.com, but I'll send you the link.
Everydaymartialartist.com.
Yep.
And,
yeah. And you're going to be your episode number 187, and it comes out October 3rd.
You're almost as much as UFC.
I think they do probably have a little more than me, but I mean, I've been doing a show a week for a little over 3 years now. So
yeah, you have a good voice for radio, especially. Very good, very powerful projection.
Thank you. I appreciate that. That really means a lot. When it comes out, I will send you a link and we'll promote the heck out of it so people can hear it.
Thank you so much. You have a good evening. Okay.
You too, sir.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to Everyday Martial Artist. We hope you will join us every week for a brand new episode with a different martial artist telling their story. If you enjoy the show, be sure to leave us a review. Also, be sure to check out our website at everydaymartialartist.com. There you can find all of our episodes and contact us to suggest guests and ask questions. Again, thanks for listening to Everyday Martial Artist, and we'll see you next week.